This is Pokling 888 Telemetrading Daily Market Research and Data Analysis. Here are the top 10 most active companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange in terms of volume. Monday Nissan traded 287.55 million at a price of 15 pesos and 32 cents per share, followed by the Ayala Land with 17.62 million at a price of 34 pesos and 85 cents. Next, the Dito CME Holdings closed at a price of 5 pesos and 51 cents per share and traded 13.07 million. Next, the AC Energy Philippines with 9.25 million at a price of 10.62 per share, followed by the DDMPREIT with 8.25 million at a price of 1 peso and 78 cents per share. Next, the Basic Energy traded 113.01 million at a price of 69 cents per share. Next, the All Day Marts with 58.26 million at a price of 61 cents per share, followed by the Metro Pacific Investment with 16.08 million at a price of 3 pesos and 89 cents per share. Then the Mega World with 14.37 million at a price of 3 pesos and 12 cents. Lastly, the SM Prime traded 12.51 million at a price of 35 pesos and 8 cents per share. Next, the top gainers companies, led by the Oriental Petrol B with 20% gains at a price of 0.0120 per share, followed by the Discovery World with increase of 19.44% at a price of 2 pesos and 15 cents. Then the Dizon Copper Silver with 10.98% gains at a price of 5 pesos and 66 cents per share. Next, the Oriental Petrol with increase of 10% at a price of 0.0110. Next, the iPeople closed at a price of 7 pesos and 6 cents and with notable gains of 6.89%. Next, the ACE NXOR with notable increase of 6.81% at a price of 36 pesos and 85 cents per share, followed by the Omico with 6.25% increase at a price of 0.34 cents or 34 cents per share. Then the PLDT with notable gains of 4.97% at a price of 1,900 pesos per share, followed by the Adok Big Wedge with 4.92% gains at a price of 6.19. Then lastly, the Ace Oriana with 4.90% increase at a price of 7 pesos and 5 cents per share. And here are the top losers companies, led by the Lepanto Consolidated B with 11.81% losses at a price of 0.1270. Next, the Dito CME Holdings with losses of 5.81% at a price of 5 pesos and 51 cents. Next, the Jackstones closed at a price of 1 peso and 7 cents per share and with losses of 5.56%. Then the Premier Entertainment with losses of 5% at a price of 0.57 per share, followed by the Central Azucarera with 4.35% losses at a price of 13 pesos and 18 cents. Then the Monday Nissin with 4.25% losses at a price of 15 pesos and 32 cents per share. Then the Top Frontier Investment depreciated 3.85% at a price of 124 pesos and 90 cents per share. Then the Nihao Mineral with 3.85% losses at a price of 1 peso. Next, the MRC Allied with losses of 3.77% at a price of 0.225 or 225 cents per share. Lastly, the PH Resorts with 3.66% losses at a price of 79 cents per share. And here are the Forex updates. For US dollar, the dollar index hovered around 96 on Friday, while the Chinese yuan eased to around 6.38 per US dollar. Next, the New Zealand dollar remained below 0.68 against the US dollar. And for the Australian dollar, it traded below 0.72 against the US dollar on Friday. And for the Japanese yen, the yen traded around 113.6 per US dollar. Next, the updates on commodities. For gold price, the gold firmed up above 1,800 US dollars an ounce on Friday after climbing more than 1% in the previous session. While for crude oil, WTI crude futures slipped below 72 US dollars per barrel, while the Brent crude futures weakened below 75 US dollars per barrel. And for the natural gas, the UK natural gas prices fell to 320 pence a therm on Friday after hitting an all-time high of 359.48 pence in the prior session, as gas flows requests contracted 15% in the Yamal Europe pipeline earlier this morning. And for US natural gas futures traded close to 5-month lows at 3.6 US dollars per million British thermal units. And here are the stock market updates. In US stock futures edged lower on Friday after tech names sold off in the previous session. Nasdaq 100 futures fell 0.2%, while Dow Jones and S&P 500 futures shed 0.1% and 0.15% respectively. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite plunged 2.47% on Thursday, erasing the post-Fed rally as investors grappled with an impending global tightening cycle. Among the most notable decliners were Apple, 93% rather, Tesla with 5.03% losses, Nvidia with 6.8% losses, Microsoft 2.91%, and Amazon with 2.56% losses. Meanwhile, some of the gainers include Pfizer, 4.17%, JP Morgan, 1.56%, Bank of America, 2.41%, AT&T, 6.95%, and Verizon with 4.35%. Next, the United Kingdom, or in United Kingdom, FTSE 100 stock futures pointed lower on Friday, on track to offset some of the prior session's gains. While in Japan, the Nikkei 225 index dropped 1.79% to close at 28,545, while the broader Topix index fell 1.42% to 1,984 on Friday, after the Bank of Japan decided to slow purchases of corporate bonds and commercial paper to pre-pandemic levels from April, citing improvements in big firms' financial conditions. Almost all sectors of the Japanese market declined, with notable losses from Lasertec 2.28%, SoftBank 2.87%, Toyota 1.73% losses, Tokyo Electron with 3.18% losses, Recruit Holdings with 3.36%, Fast Retailing with 1.32%, and Keyence with 2.23% losses, among others. In Europe, European stock markets traded lower on Friday, on track to erase last session's gains, weighed down by recurring pandemic and inflation woes. While in China, the Shanghai Composite Index fell 1.16% to close at 3,632, while the Shenzhen Component Index declined 1.62% to 14,868 on Friday, dragged down by consumer firms amid concerns over a resurgence of COVID cases. While coal miners retreated from recent run-ups, sentiment was also dampened as high-growth tech names sold off globally amid prospects of higher interest rates, with the Fed signaling 3 rate hikes next year and the BOE surprising markets by raising rates for the first time since the pandemic began. Some notable decliners were Quetzal Mute, 3.22%, Longi Green Energy with 4.19% losses, Shanxi Beijing 3.66%, Wuliang Yibin 3.43%, East Money with 2.19% losses, Shaanxi Coal with 4.67%, Shanxi Xingchuakun with 2.78% losses, and Luzhu Lao with 3.63% losses. Meanwhile, the US government hit several Chinese companies with export restrictions on Thursday, citing national security reasons and using biotechnology and surveillance to abuse human rights. In France, the CAC 40 index was 0.6% lower to hover around 6,950, partially trimming last session's gains as French equities tracked the decline in the tech-heavy Nasdaq index. After initially welcoming yesterday's monetary policy decision by the ECB, investors grew concerned over lower stimulus, while coronavirus infections continued to spread. Technology shares fell 1.6%, dragged by ST Microelectronics with 3.3% losses, Sotec 2.5%, and Dassault Systems with 1.1% losses. While in South Africa, the FTSE or JSE All-Share Index was 0.9% firmer, around 72,080 on Friday, mainly lifted by the gold stocks. In Italy, Milan stocks declined. The FTSE MIB declined 1.1% to trade around 26,500 level on Friday, erasing last session's gains as investors anticipate economic recovery struggles once stimulus is cut back. And here are the updates on bonds. In US, the yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note fell to below 1.42% on Friday, while in United Kingdom, the yield on UK 10-year government bond rose to 0.8% on Thursday. And in Italy, the yield on the Italian 10-year BTP crossed 1% after monetary policy decisions from the ECB and the BOE on December 16th. And this is Emmy from Philippines reporting.